Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. We warmly welcome to our Computer Networking and Cyber Security with Ethical Hacking 1000 Scholarship Program. ඔයාලා මුලින්ම දැනගන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලා ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකකට එහෙම නැත්නම් කෝස් එකකට සම්බන්ධ වෙද්දී ඔයාලා ඒ සම්බන්ධ වෙන ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එක මොකක්ද කියලා. අපි මුලින්ම WinSYS City Campus කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් වීඩියෝ එකකින් බලලිමු. මම තමයි WinSYS City Campus මාකටිං මැනේජර් දේදුණු. ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මුලින්ම මේ ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් වීඩියෝ එක බලන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ආයේ අපි සෙෂන් එකත් එක්ක එකතු වෙමු.
Proud parents, faculty members, and most importantly, our esteemed graduates, good afternoon and welcome to the graduation ceremony of WinSYS City Campus. Today we're gathered here to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our students who have dedicated themselves to excellence in their studies and are now ready to embark on an exciting journey in the fields of information technology and business management.
So I would like to warmly welcome all of you for 2024 graduation ceremony of WinSYS campus. We are really proud to have all of you here. It has been 21 years of a success story. I would also like to mention a message to the parents. So you should be really happy and proud about all the achievements your children has achieved as of today. Your education is going to be the most important thing in your life. So this is a stepping stone, and I would urge you to become a lifelong learner.
I'm Shahid. I'm a fresh graduate of University of Greenwich. I have completed my BSc Honours in Cybersecurity with first class honours. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty for the great blessings. Then I would like to thank WinSYS for the great services that they provided. They have provided so many academic and professional qualification to uplift my skills to succeed in my life. So I would like to thank WinSYS, and especially I would like to thank Zia Mabdin, who guide throughout this entire journey.
Maybe 20 years ago, brand like Kodak, which all of us learned. Even my time when I was doing the MBA, these were the great case studies we did. But today, 20 years later, when you're talking, these brands have disappeared. What happened to Kodak? These companies are bigger than our country. When Kodak was in peak of business, they invented the first digital camera in 1975. They found their scientists created it. But they never wanted to bring it to the market. They were worried, bringing the digital camera, you will lose all the other components what they are into business. And they kept the digital camera without marketing. What happened later? Wrong decision, wrong timing, they got bankrupt. This is the reality. So for us, the lesson we need to learn from this example is that we need to keep ourselves updated. We need to do it at the right time. If you think of I'm going to do it tomorrow, you might become invalid today.
Hi, my name is Sadia Siraj. I did my HND IT in WinSYS. Never thought IT would be so interesting, and thanks to WinSYS for making it easy and fun to learn. And also would like to thank my parents, my siblings, and my beloved husband for being the backbone with me.
The current situation is not like 20 years ago. 20 years ago, network connectivity was very, very low. Today, even the information, small information moving out, the huge security risk. That means do your job correctly. Even though somebody go against you, still do the correct thing and keep it. Always try to learn something more. The tomorrow is going to be the complete different. Our area is changing drastically. That means we have to learn, we have to understand, we have to read our path as well. If you do that, I'm sure this country will be a superb country for us and the future. Let's do that and enjoy the rest of the evening, and let's work together to take this country.
My son Amar Ajwat Khadar has graduated first class in cybersecurity at WinSYS City Campus. As a father, I'm very proud of his achievement, and I would like to extremely thank for all the efforts that WinSYS City Campus and their lecturers has given him all the support. So I wish my son best of luck, and special thanks once again to WinSYS giving this achievement for him to come to this stage.
For my final project, I was struggling to select the topic. My supervisor, Mr. Nalaka, he guided me to choose a valuable topic. The demand of the project pushed me to my limits, ultimately leading to my success. To achieve the goals, we must understand the value of the goal. In our heart, we should make willings and do hard work. Sometimes coupled with smart strategies are key to our achievement. Once again, congratulations all of you. Good luck. Thank you very much.
මගේ පුතා ගැන මම ගොඩාක් ආඩම්බර වෙනවා. එයා ඉගෙන ගත්තේ BSc Cyber Security Science. එයා first class pass වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මට ගොඩාක් සන්තෝෂයි මේ අවස්ථාවේ එයාට ගොඩාක් මඟ පෙන්නු එයාගේ සියාම් අබ්දීන් ගුරු පියාණන්ටත් එයාගේ lecturersලටත් මම මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
Wow. We didn't expect this, no? Have you heard about joy of Christ? You ask your mom, she knows that. When you're born, you will be wrapped up and you'll be given to your mom. You cried. But that cried it's for you. Are you unhappy or happy? You're really happy. She cried and that's what we call, okay, cry of a joy. That one moment. The second moment, your father. They both will cry mostly the day you succeed in your life. That's today. Dear students, the time you spent at WinSYS, it's not spent, it invested. Thank you for all your support for WinSYS. Hope your kids will join their other next level of journey with WinSYS. All the best. Thank you very much.
If you're doing your career in cybersecurity or networking, you need to work super hard. WinSYS gave me their best support and raised me to this level. For all the upcoming future students at WinSYS, I encourage you all to take risks and do something bold. WinSYS will give you the best support in technologies. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We will warmly invite our chairman, sir, Mr. Ziam Abdin, continue this session for our orientation program, Free Scholarship.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Hope, am I audible? Can anyone? Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay. Let's start with this. Okay. Now, all of you know this is a water bottle. Yes. Now, many of us, we buy this water bottle and we drink this water and yeah, really we throw this bottle. But what happens when you throw this bottle? Most of these garbage people, when they collect the bottle, yes, and they will put it to the recycling. Agree? So everyone knows this. It's a normal basic process. But have you ever thought of how many of you know that most of the water bottle, okay, when you open the clip, I'll show you one example. When you open the lid will be separated. So sometimes what happens, you throw this lid separately and this separately. But the people will collect the bottle, but mostly they forget this lid. Now, it's little concern, a little small concern only. But think about the number of water bottles people are drinking per day in all over the world. At least think about in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. Think about how many people might be drinking, how many water bottles are they drinking. So how many litres might be going throwing away? Now see, now I'm in England today. So I just hardly opened that bottle. It was only tied. See this water bottle. When I open it, the lid, it cannot be removable. The lid is will be with the water bottle. So the reason why the lid is with the water bottle, when you throw it, it will throw with the lid. So when the recycle people, when they take it, they will be taking with the lid, not standalone that the lid will be throwing separately. And yes, the lid also will be considered to the recycling. So why I'm taking this example, the reason why, now many of you, okay, what am I going to do with this small lid? It's just a lid. Okay, I'm taking care about. Okay, it's okay. Yes, lid. But the entire this water bottle, it's depend on this small lid. So this lid protected the entire water. But you're not caring about the lid. You're throwing it. You're drinking the water bottle. You're recycling the bottle, but the lid, but the conceive these kind of lids, millions of lids now affecting the environment, and this can be effective your kids next generation. So maybe to after 50 years, 40 years, maybe it can affect you. Maybe of another 100 years, your generation, next generation will be affecting you. So why this example here? Now most of many of us, we know that if something happened for someone, okay, it's not my fault. This is not my subject. This is for him. This is for that person. Okay, what am I worried about these things? You normally we all not caring about minor things which happens to someone, but it's not for me. Same thing, okay, the cyber security. So people might be thinking, okay, no, cyber security, oh no, that's a huge topic. It's not for me. It's for someone else. It's for a expert who is a technical guy. He, who, she. You might be thinking on a different way of cyber security, unless until when you face a small incident on a security, when a security threat happened to you, maybe when your password, when your Facebook, or maybe your email has been hacked, or maybe your WhatsApp has been hacked, or maybe you lost some money on your online payment transaction and all, then only you'll be considering, oh, what happened to me? Why, what am I, what's going to do now? So whom to contact now? Okay, where can I get the help? So why it's happened to me? Because of that tiny need worry that you didn't consider about your cybersecurity. Now, think, you might be thinking, okay, they're not going to hack me because I'm just a user. They're not going to hack me. Cybersecurity people, the hackers are far away from me, and they're not going to hack my system. Remember, the day you connected, the moment that you connected to the internet, on that particular moment itself, anyone can connect to your PC. That's the level of, because cyber mean you're already part of the cyber, because multiple PCs like you and my PCs are connected to the internet. Based on that, only this entire cyber is created. So what if you're not protected inside your PC? Mean that you are gone. You don't know that. So what's the level of security that you're going to connect it? It can be your PC, it can be your mobile, it can be your tab, it can be your TV, even your fridge. Maybe in the future, it's going to happen in here. Okay, if you see that many of the power plants now, the water irrigation systems and the rest of the world, all going under smart systems. So if you see the most of the gates and doors and everything going to be part of the networking system. So if somebody can hack into your systems and they can lock you in the room, and you're not going to go out because unless you break the door and go. So this is going to happen. It's not far away. It's really nearby. Maybe within another 2 years, I might be thinking of that way, but it might be faster than it's happening. Because I remember that in 2019, when I read an article that said by 2023, there might be around 3 million people, cybersecurity expert in demand in this world. It was expected by 2019 for 2023. But unfortunately, what happened when we all faced the cyber COVID pandemic. So the base of the COVID pandemic, what happened? The people who are not connected to the computer also what happened? They compelled to commit to the work and work from home. remotely, and they need to use their PC or tab or maybe kids' laptop, anything they have used it. So the number of people who connected to the internet is day by day increased. So the more the people increase to the internet, what happens, the more the people will come and attack you. That's how it's normally happening in the world. The crowded place, wherever the crowded place, that's the place where the more the robber people can come. The pickpocketers may come and easily they can rob you. So the same way, the more the number of people are connected to the internet, the world is now focusing on how to connect to the internet to the last 1 billion people. What do you mean by last 1 billion people? That means the entire world. Okay, they are planning to give the entire world the internet connectivity. So if they connect to the internet connectivity to the entire world, why are they giving the internet for the entire world? Because the more the number of people are connected, the more the data they can consume, and the more all these senior companies can earn around, and they can manipulate you, they can predict you, they can do so many things. So the IoT device and everything are connected. Now, whether you like it or not, in the future, even your shoe will be connected. Whether you like it or not, your pen will be connected, and everything will be connected. Today, when I say these things, they might be, okay, is that going to happen? Yeah, it's going to happen. We'll believe it or not, it's going to happen. Because they are planning to give us an IP version 6 address to every device in the world. So it all will be connected and will be part of that. Now, WinSYS thought, yeah, WinSys is more committed to train networking and cybersecurity. But the problem is what happened now. We advertise and we do the training programs, and the people who are interested only they are coming to this program and they are attending it. Now, what if the people are not connected? Why they are not connected? Because they might be thinking, okay, this is not my plate of food, so I don't want to involve it. So we thought, okay, let's give some free training for everyone. Okay, the maximum as much as we possible, we'll give it to everyone, the training, the basics of networking and the basics of security, the basics of cloud and everything. Because today, if you are taking a photo, your phone memory might be will be available only for about 120 GB or 250 GB. But when you take multiple videos and photos, you're going to keep it everything in the cloud. And you're going to keep all your family data, your official data, everything will be cloud. So how you're going to connect to the cloud and how you're going to access the data and what kind of a network security you need to focus on your personal PCs or maybe the internet, how the environment should be, and whether you're allowed to give your password to another person, how your OTP going to work. Okay, let's see all this stuff. So we thought of let's start with 1,000 people. Yeah, we will give it free training program. And those who are really interested to join for the networking cybersecurity field environment, yeah, they can carry on their career and maybe move forward. So let us give the free training. Okay, I'm not interested in cybersecurity. I just came here to learn something. Yeah, it will be good. We are happy. We are happy as a committed to the nation that we are providing cybersecurity, providing to the nation. So why don't we give some free training for the people like you? So you can today can learn after the training. Yeah, you're not asked to join our program, other program. Yeah, you free learn the program. You practice on your life. You practice on your life will be safe to you. Sometimes you can guide someone. Okay, don't do this. This will be a vulnerability. Okay, there can be a threat here. There can be a virus here. There can be somebody's going to hacking your computer now. So if you don't pass this password like this, don't do like this. Maybe you can guide some people. Maybe you can use those techniques to maybe to safeguard your own family. Yes. Okay, you are throwing your photos to the internet so that by the photos they can access your locations. So if they can access your location, your privacy is gone. They know your locations. By maybe they can come and kidnap your family members and they can threat you for the financial benefits. There are so many things can happen. So whether to share it or not to share, whether to keep it or not to keep it, and how to prevent it, we thought of yes, all our lectures are very happy and they're all committed. Let's us go do some free training. Let them learn. So we are planning this training for about 1,000 people for the next 3 months. So the training will be mostly for about 4 hours per week, maybe 2 hours per day. And let's figure it out how we're going to work out. Mostly the training will be in English. So I know that some of you might have issue with the Tamil language, or maybe some of might be having issue with the singular language. Okay. So we thought of run the common language in English. So where you can stop at anywhere and you can ask questions in singular or Tamil, where the other lectures can answer you in New Tamil and Sinhala. Even myself can answer all three languages. There don't be any issues. So myself will be taking some lessons, and the other lectures also will be taking some lessons. Uh, See, this training, it's not a job guarantee training. This training is a free of training for your awareness. Okay, there's no job guarantee for this particular training. This is for an awareness training. This will be save your job, if I say, because when you are working for an organization, okay, if you are without knowing to you, if you did something wrong, if the entire organization is going to lose some money, they will be kicked out you from the company. So what we plan is to do what, okay, let's do some basic precautions and let's save your jobs. So that's what we are planning here in the jobs. So for about 4 hours per week, maybe for about 16 hours per month, and for the 3 months it will be 48 hours. So within 48 hours, we'll be discussing about networking and hardware peripherals related to the system administrations, mostly maybe Linux or maybe cloud areas, virtualization, storage, data center, data virtualization, data center designing area. Many of this part will be discussed. I think many of our lectures are waiting to talk to you, and I'll introduce now our other lecturer, Mr. Azhar Khalil, and Azhar Khalil is is teaching almost for about almost 17 years now. Currently, is teaching. I know him for almost from 2008 onwards. Yes, he should be 17 years. He's teaching on teaching, and he is well expert in the networking and hardware peripheral devices. And mostly, he has experience in Saudi Arabia, and even he went to the Holland for a specific specialized training related. And he's more an industry-oriented person. So let me come back to you in a while and discuss further about this particular program. And we are planning to give an e-certificate for this program for anyone who joined. So, but the problem is what happened. We are expecting of everyone to attend for about 80% of the training. So each one of you will be giving a student ID, and we'll be monitoring that student ID for the 80% of the participation from the total duration, not for the days. For example, some people might be joining for about 10 minutes and they will be exiting. So we want to use that we won't count as a presence. We are expecting that at least maybe if a 2 hour program, we are expecting at least to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, maybe 90 minutes, more than 90 minutes, you are availability during the training program. Also, during this almost 48 class, the 24 classes, we are expecting around to 20 classes you to be presented. So the 80% presentations, your presence is really appreciated, because then only we can say that, okay, whether you have gained something from us. And in between the class sessions, yes, there will be some assignments, some questionnaires for you to check your knowledge level. And you can also ask us some certain questions where you're facing day-to-day activities in the thing. So every 2 hours after the 2 hour sessions, you will be giving another 15 hours of training, question Q&A session, where you can come and ask questions. So don't worry about whether you studied in another institute, they are doing a degree program in computing. It doesn't matter. You're doing in software program, you're doing in anything else. No worry about that. WinSYS is open for you. We are not going to ask any single copy for you. It's 100% free of charge, this particular training. And you can come and attend the program, learn something, and make sure that you can transfer this particular knowledge to someone else. Okay, and you practice yourself and guide the people, and you will be guided on this program. So let me give to Azhar, and then I'll come back to you later on the Q&A sessions. Okay, all the best, guys, and I hope you are enjoying your rest of the sessions. Yeah, Azhar, over to you.
Right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Zia.
Good evening, Azhar.
Can you hear me? Right. So with regard to the network, the hardware and the network. So the first we need to identify the starting in devices. Right. So from the devices, in the sense in the network hardware, we have to identify what type of hardwares and how we are going to troubleshoot those hardwares, identification with the hardware, with the infrastructure like cable and the other operating system as well. So with regard to the devices like routers, there are some switches and firewall devices, etc. For the securities, we have to each and everything we have to identify. And further to in this hardware network, we have to consider the most important one is the security. So in terms of security, we need to have a endpoint security and as well as a network security. So the network security, we have a lot of areas we have to discuss, and we have to do the practical sessions with that. And during that, the most important one is the device. We call it a firewall. It's a hardware firewall, and there is one more called software firewall, which is built in with the operating system. So as well as the software firewall, it's not much thing, but the hardware for firewall is the most important in this security implementation. So that there are some policies and rules, etc. In that comes under that. So devices identification, the most important, and also the infrastructure with in terms of server. There are some lot of let's say open systems level in the server. We need to mostly focus on the open system, the patch updates. So it's Windows updates and as well as a patch updates. The most important is that in terms of security. So we have to maintain that patch updates. So the patch update, Microsoft, there are various Windows update, and one of that is Windows, Microsoft introducing the Windows Tuesday patch update. So in Windows servers, there are many updates frequently. So with that, we can have a look in that, and also the antivirus software for the endpoint devices as well for Windows servers as well. Also with that, there are many other concerned things like we have to audit the systems. Then we need again for the Windows servers audit in that also devices like network, we can audit with the logs. We have to check the logs and other audits as well as also the network tools we can use for that, as well as then we can have a clear picture on who did what, etc. So basically the hardware in this, we have to identify the most important is the routers, how is the function, switches, how is the function, and how the routers we are going to configure, and the switches, how we are going to configure the switches. And sometime in terms of the according to the infra of the company, we need to segregate the network with the switches. We call it VLAN. So similar, there are lots of other implementation we need to consider with regard to the network as well as network hardware. So in terms of server room, or we can say mostly in the server room area, such as we need to physical, also we need to consider physical security as well with this. So that is the most important one is we can consider biometrics, fingerprint, as well as a security CCTV camera also. And also we can maintain the lock system for the server room. Also it's one of the security areas as well as. So the main purpose is for the hardware network. Also, with regard to this network troubleshooting, the most important one is the IP settings. So IP settings, how the IPs and the classes, IP addresses, how it works, and what is the area on that classes, as well as a public, what is a public IP, what is a private IP, etc. So this everything is under hardware and network level. So the bottom level, if you catch up in a good manner, then it's easy for you to go for a next level, whether it is in you are in career in Cisco path or even Linux or whatever cybersecurity or even Microsoft, any other. Whatever path, if you are choosing in future, even cybersecurities. So the most important one of that is hardware level with the IP settings. So I think that's it from my end. So with the limitation of the time with you students. So we will catch up in next time in a brief. Any questions you can give up. Thank you so much.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Azhar. And Azhar has already uh, clearly mentioned about the hardware peripherals. And Azhar, I know him almost for about, yeah, closely about 20 years. And he was running at his hardware repairing training center in Sri Lanka for a longer period. There was another friend of him as well. And he was handled mostly the all this kind of an hardware. Now, for example, now people might be knowing about the whatever the latest what you have it now at the moment, but he has the experience from the very backlog of the servers to now the new one. So he will be explaining you about what kind of basic things that you want to see that on your hardware peripherals. So it also will, I believe that Azhar will be taking some IP addressing sessions. And we have our senior lecturer and Mr. Bhuvanendra, almost 2 decades of experience. Mr. Bhuvanendra is well fit into the routing and switching and Microsoft area. Uh, yeah, we there are some questions popping up by the way. I mean, I'll just answer it and going. Yeah, we thought of giving some notes to as well to you to prepare it. So we'll be giving you that as well. So don't worry about it. And so our Bhuvanendra, Mr. Bhuvi sir, we call it Bhuvi, and he's very friendly lecturer and also how do I say like a father, and he will say that okay, if you are not studied properly, and he will shout at you. Okay, definitely. So don't play with him, and he's a very keen on teaching and very keen on you guys to without doing any mistakes to carry on your career. He will guide you. I'll ask Bhuvi sir, and so Mr. Bhuvi will tell you about what kind of networking, routing, switching areas that and the Microsoft related area that we will be discussing. Bhuvi sir, over to you. Bhuvi
Good
sir.
evening, all of you. Good evening, the answer. And this is regarding about the Cisco and Microsoft lessons what we are covering in this module for last so many decades. So I just want to inform first of all, guys, we are covering first of all CCNA module in this cybersecurity supporting modules. So what you want to see first of all is after you all get into the any kind of infrastructure in the IT market, there is no means without knowing the first level of knowledge of CCNA. So once you want to get into that, you have to know what is the routers doing in the network, what are the switches doing in the network, and basically how they are interconnected and what is the job of the role you are to play when you are troubleshooting all these devices or the connecting issues or user complaints, anything regarding that. So you have to be supported on the bottom level, that from the user level up to, and you come up when you get a little more experience wise, then you are going to manage those devices and you have the subordinates managing the same job what you had done earlier. So this is basically about the first level of entry level course, and you have the online exam also, whether you can do it, the time frame and the location, whatever you want. So that's about CCNA present module is CCNA 301. So that is going to give you covering what is the Cisco networks going to be give a first level, how the Cisco routers you can configure, what is the Cisco routers between the WAN and the LAN communication, how we are going to configure basic commands from onwards, and then WAN protocols, how you're going to manage all those basic information, so you're going to get it. And when you get to managing your local LAN, so in the switching one, you are going to have how switches are allow the communication between the devices and how you can monitor the network fully by splitting the network into smaller pieces like we are calling that as subnetting, right? So basically how you are going to manage within the LAN. And then what you're going to see is we are covering the Microsoft area as well here. So any network get into the network, guys, there is no network without both. You should have the great knowledge in the Cisco and Microsoft. So what I told about Microsoft is you have the services provided to all the end users from the server. Just not only the operating system, from that onwards, you are going to play, the server going to play the role where simply example, giving the IP configuration to all the end users. Simply IP configuration, which is the first level to connect to network. So what you have is you don't need to memorize all the 200 clients or 300 clients in the network, How you can memorize all the IP addresses? That is pretty difficult. So you have a centralized system where the servers providing DHCP service kind of a thing, which is giving IP configuration, or you can do that from the router even. So maybe routers and servers are doing the same pattern of job, giving service to the network end level users. So what you have both sides you are learning is how to configure this, how to manage it, how to troubleshoot, and extremely monitoring those, especially routers, switches, even the servers, how you are monitoring. So all these areas from the starting level onwards, we are teaching. So both areas are in first level course for anyone who can do the online exams and they can perform. They are ready to accept by the market in the IT industry now. So you can do online exam Cisco area as well as Microsoft area. And there are enough things nowadays you can say you can do the exam also from home. So that is also very easiest way. You can select your locations and the only thing is you have to prepare yourself. So all the guidelines we are giving to every student who coming to WinSYS first, how to approach the exam, how to manage the exam, and how to prepare for yourself to pass the exam. Everything from the first day onwards, we'll guide you. And finally, when the module is finishing time, also we'll repeatedly inform how you can from now onwards to prepare for the exams. So that guidance is quite helpful for every student to carry out the rest of the time for the exam as well as their knowledge improving, enhancing. Not only our WinSYS material guys, we are giving a guidelines for you all to how to approach new information from the online as well as we are giving extra modules, extra books for you all to refer it also. So all these things give you the very good future for everyone and give my good luck to all the students who online today and future inform your students, your friends also to join us to the best path, which is very good and helpful from Mr. Ziam Abdin. I really thankful Mr. Ziam as well. So good luck to all the students. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Over to
Bhuvi.
Mr. Ziam.
Yeah, thank you, Bhuvi sir. Yeah, Bhuvi sir, one of the senior lecturer here and with hands-on experience. He has almost 20 years, as I said before. And you know his training sessions will give definitely will give you a lead to start your CCNA, CCN, PCCI in the next level. So we'll be giving you an idea about okay what you can do it with a switch, maybe what you can do with a router and how you connect these routers and switches and how, what the telecom people coming and doing at your home and how that your PCs are connected to your router and router to telecom, how it's connected. So what is network address translations and how they're preventing it, how you are getting an IP address from your router automatically, how the wireless network is connected to you, how the wired network you can connect it, and this kind of an idea he will give you. And this will be a starting point of you for you. You'll get an idea. So based on that, you can carry on your next level path to maybe CCNA, NTIU, anything if you want to connect it. If not, it's okay. Still, you can use it for your home, your office. If you have your basic troubleshooting, your connectivity issues, you can do that one. And the next key player in the cybersecurity domain at WinSys is Mr. Jude. Mr. Jude is a very friendly person and a very fat person. Okay, I'm sorry, Jude. Yeah, and a very friendly person and a very fat person. And with Jude, will teach you in related to the cybersecurity domain area. And Jude, it's over to you. Let him tell him about his experience and everything related to cybersecurity. And Jude has enough number of experience over more than 1 decade. He has an experience. He's currently working for an Australian company and we for many of the other companies here. He's been troubleshooting mostly ISPs that were troubleshooting issues. He has been traveled to Australia twice for troubleshooting issues and he's very good in that area. And Jude, over to you, Mr. Jude.
Hi, thank you, Ziam sir, and thank you, the students, and welcome to this particular session. Thank you, everyone, for this, and very good evening. So I'm here to talk about cybersecurity and how cybersecurity is very, very important academically, and whether you like it or not, on your day-to-day life, cybersecurity is really, really bonded, right? For example, like, you guys are having a lot of different tasks to be done. You are having a lot of different expectations when it comes to cybersecurity. So if I ask you to, raise hands, which I'm not going to do, but I'm just telling, like, how many of you guys really wanted to hack into your girlfriend's phone and to see what kind of a WhatsApp messages she's actually doing it? Just for fun, I'm just telling. And then, how many of you guys really wanted to get to know, what is your neighbor's Wi-Fi password? We have a lot of things to do, but cybersecurity is a very matured model. These are the stuff that people definitely go ahead and get themselves interested into cybersecurity. But once if you join a proper professional program to learn cybersecurity, you will come for an understanding what you are trying to do is only a 1 or 2% of what cybersecurity is. There is a lot more things need to be learned. So in our syllabus, that normally what we generally cover is various stages of cybersecurity and various applications that we are actually using in order to cover the cybersecurity. For example, you can think about a concept called defense in depth. If you see that, everything revolves around a concept called data, or in other words, I should call it as an information, which is a process data. We all are actually running out. We all are actually going behind all these hacking attempts and all those things just to get the enough amount of the data, because data is what is the most important thing in our world. If I come to you and ask what is the most important thing in your world, some of you might say it is health. Some of you might say it is money. But this is 2024. We are almost reaching 2025. The most important thing in your life should be your data and the privacy that you have towards the data. Who has access, who has not access, and stuff like that. So we start the stuff with the data security, because everything is in the center that we have data. And above where the data is available, it's available on applications. Where the applications are hosted, it's hosted on computers. Where the computers are connected on networks, how the networks are protected by firewalls, which is perimeter, then physical security, then policies. So this is what is called as a defense in depth. It's a layered-wise security. In every layers, we need to go ahead and implement security into that. Every layers can be having different types of attacks. So different kind of a mitigation mechanisms that we really need to know. So we generally teach it from the very basic start of it, which is identifying the vulnerability and footprinting and identifying the information. So when you are trying to fix a target, you need to first of all gather the information. There are thousands of tools available. Most of the tools are free of charge. Some of the tools are paid tools. So you have to use those tools. You have to get to know your tools. Right? Beyond the CEH syllabus, we generally teach a lot of other penetration testing exercises, penetration testing modules as well within the CEH course itself. So we will teach you the wide variety, a broad, like a list of tools, more than 20 plus tools in order to do passive and the active reconnaissance. Then we will be teaching you, we will be training you, or you have to get yourself trained with identifying the vulnerabilities on the systems. The system could be anything. Systems can be a web server or web application. System can be a mobile. System can be an IoT device. It can be a cloud or server, or it can be a router, firewall, you name it. So you have to learn the basics. You have to learn the intermediary knowledge on how the system generally operates, where you can actually perform an attack based on that. So how do you identify the vulnerabilities? So first you are gathering the information. Second, that you are identifying the vulnerabilities. Based on that, the third phase that you're going to move into in order to do the exploitation. So based on the information that you have connected or collected, you're going to think what kind of an attack that you're going to perform. There are thousands of attacks. I can keep on listing the attacks for a complete day. Denial of service, distributed denial of service, session hijacking, phishing, jamming. There are many different attacks. Every attack has about 100 to 200 tools available. We cannot learn all those tools, but we have done our research and we will be able to tell you what are the nicest tools that we will be able to, we will teach you the best tools in order to do those kind of an attacks. Cryptography is another big domain. So cryptography, how we can actually attack the cryptographical algorithms. Again, I just need to warn you, because we have to be very much prepared. We have to be on a very fast-paced learning module, because quantum computing is about to come. Because at the moment, we all are busy with, we have AI, right? So everyone is learning about the AI. So the attackers are using artificial intelligence to come up with new scripts, new kind of an attacks and stuff like that. We are busy with learning machine learning. We are busy with learning neural learning, deep learning. In order to control this, now the world is going to go ahead and give you the quantum computing, which is invented a couple of decades ago, but now it's in the process to get into the commercial market. When that comes, we have to get ourselves updated. Lots of new different types of attacks are going to be coming. Remember, quantum computing is 1 million times faster than what our normal computing is. So brute force attacks, dictionary attacks, all these things is going to get fast. So we're going to learn those things. We will be learning denial of service. We will be learning exploitation. We will be learning malware analysis, which is nothing but, reversing the malware, trying to identify the behavior of the malware and trying to identify the signatures. If it is not available, how we can create one or how you can actually get one. We will be learning about the darknets. It's very, very important nowadays. Most of the crimes are generally happening on the darknet. 90% of the darknet websites that you are actually seeing it by using the Tor browser or, like any other anonymous platforms are fake. The 10% is what is really, really useful. Let me give you an example. There is a website called Black Mamba. Black Mamba is a kind of a website which generally ends with a domain called .onion. That is what the darknet language is, which generally helps you to identify various different zero-day attacks, which is you won't be able to get it on a general Google or general, like a search engine, which is blocked actually. So you go to darknet. If you know what are the real trusted sites, how to identify the trusted sites, you get a lot of juicy information. There are many other fake informations also available, like, different country passports and the credit card details and all those drugs and all the bug bounties and stuff like that are there. So I would like to say that when it comes to a cybersecurity, once you guys have actually learned the basics of it, like the hardwares, like the networking, the servers, the cloud, the database, once if you have learned it, the next level of elevation that you should think of is to learn the cybersecurity. There are two different parts. There is a blue part and a red part. We call it as a teaming operation, blue team and the red team. So if you are a kind of a person, when you go on a beach with let's say that you are a 5-year-old kid, when you go on a beach, when you walk on a beach with your father, if you like to build castles, that means you are a blue team. You're meant, your mind belongs to the blue team. You wanted to go ahead and build stuff, secure stuff. But I have seen little kids, they don't build the castles in the beach. They just go and vanish the castles the other kids are building. So those people are actually red team. If that is what your real intention, if that is what your mindset is, come to cybersecurity. That is what, it can actually, quench your thirst. A lot of different stuff are available. Penetration testing, red teaming exercises, a lot of exciting stuff are there. You can go ahead and search the top 10 best fields in this world. At the moment, everyone is busy about talking AI. Some will talk about data science. Some will talk about, automation. Some will talk about cloud and DevOps. There are so many different fields. But cybersecurity tops everything. Because whatever the field that you take, there is a security component on it. So let me give you a little example. There is an attack called deep fool attack. So everyone talks about machine learning. Machine learning is a kind of a technology which generally helps you to download data sets, train the data sets, and make a prediction. So this deep fool attack is nothing but, like manipulating the data sets so that it will create the algorithm will, learn everything on a wrong way. So the predictions will be wrong. So there are attacks now started to come for the machine learning data sets, for the machine AI itself. People started creating algorithms to, attack the AI itself. So you see that whatever you speak, data science, you go ahead and talk about data science. There are a lot of different attacks are available specific to data science. And then if you talk about blockchain, completely based on hashing, lots of different attacks. Wherever, whatever the topic that you do, whatever the research that you do, whether it is finance, whether it is HR, whether it is medicine, whatever it is, there is a component for security. So this is a field which is never going to die. It's ever going to grow. And it is our responsibility to learn it. If it is not academic, it is your responsibility to learn it for your personal life. More and more that you are actually using data. Whether you like it or not, you are using it. Most of you guys are looking at a lot of videos on your phones. You are using WhatsApp, you are using Instagram, you are using Facebook. More and more that you are actually doing it. Nowadays, people are actually learning the content from their mobile. People are working from mobile. They have office applications installed on the mobile. Banking, financial transactions are going through the mobile. So whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, we automatically started, like using those digital applications. and we are actually generating all digital data. So it is a must for us to know how to secure those data. If not, we will be in a very difficult position in another coming 1 or 2 years. So only thing that you have to really think of is to find a place where you can learn pretty much the in-depth course of it. You have to learn how to hack, how to penetration testing, how to do the red team activities. You need to learn how to defend it as well. Only learning how to break a code is not going to be helpful. We are living in 2024. So we have to know pretty much everything. We should be knowing how to attack. We should be knowing how to prevent it. We should be knowing how to monitor it. Pretty much everything is really, really required. Digital forensics is another exciting, field that you will be learning it in our course material. Once if the attack is done, once if the, every money is gone and everything is gone, in order to identify the root cause, the preventive actions and the corrective actions, we employ digital forensics. There are specific peculiar tools are available which we can actually do it in order to, learn a lot on the root causes. There is incident management tools, SIEM tools for monitoring. There are reverse engineering, malware reverse engineering, where you need to learn assembly level coding language. And there are some sandboxes available which can help you out to go ahead and do this. So there is a huge list of, tools, practical tools that we're going to teach you. Some of the tools that we will be throwing at this free class itself. And a good level of theory and a huge list of tools is what that you need to learn in order to get yourself started with the cybersecurity. So with that being said, I wish you all the very best, and you are always welcome to reach out to us to ask, how we can actually progress further on this. Thank you very much, guys, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Jude, and it was wonderful that you deep dive into core area of the content. I think some people might be thinking, okay, this much of data is available to learn. Am I going to learn all this? Don't worry, guys. Jude just has been explained to you about what these are the situations that we are going to face in the world. So you need to prepare for that. For example, assume that everyone's saying that, okay, artificial intelligence, okay, or this and that and all. Think about if a person attacked your AI system and he manipulated and if he given a fake information data to you. So what's going to happen now? So you'll be losing your the actual data. And meantime, your program, you have done a program and to work in such way, but the attacker has been manipulated to do it on a different way. So it's going to work it on a different level. So you need to be very careful on your data handling. And I believe that the databases and the data handling and the data security, Mr. Mustaq Mohideen is the best person to explain to you in detail. Mustaq has almost got about 20 years of experience, and he's working almost consulting for the most of the Middle East countries, and he's running his own company, and he is really, really, really good in database area. Mustaq, sir, over to you, and you can give some idea about what are we going to discuss in the database security in related to the our free training program. So then, Mustaq.
Thank you very much, Jamsir, for the instructions. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I think it's a late night in Sri Lanka. So I would like to continue with where the Jude sir is left. He has talked about a lot of attacks, right? So my part is to explain to you guys about how we can protect those attacks. So why we have to ask a question ourselves to protect some information, why we need to protect the data. So if we take an example, so everybody's using WhatsApp today. So you can see that when you send some information, I think that previously we talked about we can hack the system. Yes, we can hack the system. But in WhatsApp, it is giving a very convenient protection way, an encryption. When you send a message to one person, another person, it encrypts everything. So in between, attacking is a very tough. So those are the things we have to understand, that how we can protect the data when we are sending out from one location to another locations. So this is very important part. Okay, so why WhatsApp is giving all these things? It's a free service. Everybody's using free, no charge at all, but still they are providing those kind of facilities within the WhatsApp. Otherwise, nobody will use these days. Everybody will get out of the WhatsApp. So this is one example. And another one is it's very important to understand that for an organizations, it is very, very important to protect their data because they are working with their customers. So it is a large amount of data, financial data, personal identification, personal information, identification data. If we talk about it's largely available. So I think that everybody is using one of the social media platforms. So we are providing some information to one of the social media platforms. So it is their responsibility to protect our data. If they don't protect it, they have to make a lot of, they have to pay penalties to the respective countries. So each and every country have their own regulations. So if we take globally, very popular one, it's the GDPR, General Data Regulation, General Data Protection Regulations. So without implementing these regulations, so these other countries cannot have a business relationship within that EU Union countries. So this is a very important part. So it's not just GDPR, right? So there are other lot of frameworks available related to each and every countries and related to the nature of the business. So if you take another example like protecting the health insurance Portability and Accountability Act, it's called HIPAA in short form. So should be implemented for all the hospital to maintain their patient records, because one patient record cannot be seen by other doctors even without the authorized by another doctor. So if the patient is attending to one doctor, he should be authorized to access to another doctor. So that is very important part. Otherwise, again, there are penalties. So these things you will learn in your course. So it's not, I have given just 2 examples, right? But it's not end with the 2 examples, but there are a lot of other act and rules and regulation. If we take Sri Lanka, we have recently passed the bill, Computer Act Bill and Cyber Security Bill. So if we do not follow those things, whenever you started to work on organizations, you may end up with paying a penalties if you don't protect your information. So information is storing on a database, or it may be stored in a different format, but still we need to protect the data. So adhere to those things. So these regulation will give an advice how we should protect the data to the relevant organizations. So these things we will study in depth, step by step. For further information, so you can contact us with the course coordinator, and I think I can hand over to the Ziam to take over to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mustaq sir. And I think Mustaq sir will give you an foundation level of how you can protect your data. And yeah, of course, we all try to protect our data so that he will guide you in brief of data. But the thing is, almost every one of you knows that maybe you're going to keep your data on the local PC, or maybe you're going to keep it on the cloud. So if you're keeping on the cloud, which cloud is best to keep, and where you're going to keep it in the cloud? So what's going to be happening in your virtualization environmental area there? And I think Ms. Jacinta is the very best person to explain about the cloud, and she's graduated in electrical engineering and now chosen the path, career path totally into the data, cloud, and she's an expert in cloud. And Jessica, over to you, and you can explain about the students about the cloud and data environment.
Thank you, Shyam. So, hello everyone. So before, we all know what is cloud and what is cloud computing, but the major things what we are missing is so when we need to use it, where we need to use it, and how we can use the cloud. So that is a major, mostly in industry, that's what kicking us very badly. So for this, just let me give you, like, everything has a story and everything has its own purpose. So I will give you a small story. So how this evolution was come up. So if you think cloud as a technique, that will be something new to you. But if you relate a story, that's something like you can crack it. So this will make you very easy. So that's why I'm just giving a brief of the evolution, how the infrastructure changed. So basically, very traditionally, how our business models was there is previously it's like an on-prem. So later on, that's we are moving from on-prem. It's like from a dedicated physical servers, physical network equipment, storage systems, and everything is in a hardware. So now there is a new zonal was come that is called a virtualization. So that is, allow us to use fewer physical servers because we can run multiple virtual machines on top of a physical server. So I am not a right person to talk what is virtualization and how this will helpful, but you have that module in this course, so you will be get to know what is this. But this virtualization is the significant feature that's make lot of changes in technology. So that is a very key and huge innovation that's changed a lot of things in IT industry, especially. So when it's coming to virtualizations, we have couple of like comfortability and accessibility, how we can scaling up. So that is the questions next come up. If we are making life easier and all, we will have a questions always, what is next, what is next. So that's how the cloud computing is also rise. So cloud computing is simply, it's just nothing, if you have an internet, so you can access your application infrastructure anywhere. So that is what cloud computing means. But particularly, as I said earlier, so here what we are going to discuss is there are plenty of cloud services we have. So it's like more than 10,000 plus services we have here, man. So what the concern is, so you have different business models, you have different applications. So you know applications are different. There are some documentary applications, there are some online platform, there are some shopping applications. And if you look a business model, it's maybe a small, maybe a large, or it may be a, like something in a middleware. So you need to select which computing model will fit you, and which model can make use of it. So that's the major concern we all, we are struggling what to choose and how we can do it. So from this course module, so we are adding the types of different service model, and we will discuss about few examples of service belong to those service model. So on top of that, we can learn how the application can be deployed on that service model, and how we can choose that service model, and how that going to help of a business. So how we can host wise or high availability wise and scaling related things, so how we can help of a business. So purely this is based like 20 percentage will be like a theory, and more than that will be like a lab based ones, because since cloud computing, we are not relying anything on physical. So everything is like a plug-in option, so nothing like very hard or difficult to understand. So it's like a plug-in, so we can easily use it. So thing is like the basic concepts, the basic models, how we are using it. So everything has its own drama. So you need to identify the drama, and you need to choose wisely what you need. So that is the main focus of us, and we mostly focusing on industrial wise. So rather than giving you, this is what cloud and this is what service we have, we are make you to think like, which you are going to choose. Yeah, we are giving you like 5 services. These 5 services will fit for any application, but you need to choose wisely, which one service is the one I need to be go exactly. So that have different owners. So if you look, what is the benefit of cloud computing means? So if you ask me, don't think cloud as a one techniques. It's one of the fundamentals. So that's something. If you're going to be a platform, if you're going to have a platform for your applications or for your networking or for your infrastructure, cloud is something fundamental. So you should have, unless if you have a huge concern on security related to data. So that's what the previously, regarding cybersecurity and data management, they talk. They are looking for some securities. So unless you are highly not worrying about the security, the cloud is the best model for all the business models. Even for the security also, that we can move with the high security if we are following the cybersecurity concerns and data management concerns and compliance governance. Then of course we can crack the cloud drawback as well, together with those modules as well. So that's how a cloud architecture is working exactly. Then if you come to the benefits, the more benefits of cloud is, so if imagine like you have a physical data centers, and you have one application that is running running like a streaming, and continuously client is using it. in all days, like decades back, this is okay to accept a downtime of a 1 day. But now you are watching a match, you can't even accept a 5 minutes of a delay time. That will affect you. You are not accepting a loss of just 5 words of data. You are not accepting it. The client won't accept it. So that's why the cloud is. So cloud will give us a lot of automations, a lot of scalings, and it will give a lot of availability features. So how we can make a module with high availability. So that is a second, the major topics we will learn. So very first one is about service model, how it's going to fit up a business. And second one will be like high availability and the disaster recoveries plans. So that is major, very, very important. So like any applications, a client is not accepting even a 5 minutes of delay, and also even just the 5 words missing, the client is not accepting. The more than that client won't accept, if we will lose the data or the data misuse was happened, that client is not at all accepting it. So these are the things that entire course module will give you and benefits. Then other features, that's what I can offer from here is, so now it's like a layer. So everything is like layer, not only the cloud computing, the networking, virtualizations, data securities, and database management, everything is a layer. So on top of the layer I'm talking, so I'm splitting my cloud and talking about the service model, then I'm talking about the high availability. So this is something I'm enhancing my applications. I'm just scrapping my client. Hey, I have an application. You can use it. You can watch your, favorite match without any delays. I'm guaranteeing you my services. So that is the best model a client wanted to buy. That's the best model an industry is looking on. So this is what we will look on second. Then other one is, so like we have a different service model, like one is infrastructure, other one is storage, other one is networking. So here also we will talk about what are the cloud side of networkings, and what are the cloud side of storage we can have, and what are the cloud side of infrastructure deployment we can have. So those things we will learn together with high availability and disaster recovery plans. Then there are certain level of security and governance also we have Azure, but that is not too much deep like cyber security. So it's a certain level of security. Anywhere you go, you will learn about security, even a networking, even a virtualization, even a small computer installation. So anywhere you go, you will definitely go for the security. So here also we will learn a very basic of governance and compliance sides of Azure. So how we can make our applications and Azure administrations with compliance and governance. So this is another module of us. Then more than that, we will learn on scaling. So how we can scale, whether we are going to do for the auto scaling, or we are going to do for the manual scaling, or what kind of a benefits we are getting from that. And the last final, the very important one is the host. When it's coming to cloud, lot of people are worrying about the host. So if it is an on-prem, the one thing I'm accepting is we need to pay for the capital expenditure. So when we are moving to the cloud, we don't need to pay for the capital expenditure, but we need to pay for how much we are using it. Sometimes for few services, for example, the AI services are very high in, host, but we have a solution how we can reduce our host, so how we can minimize our host, how we can analyze our host, how we can predict our host, so how we can help our industry to build a model with host optimization. So that is the final thing we will get as an input. So overall, like this is purely based on an industry, or not only my chapters or everything. It's simply like an layers for you. So as of my experience, I'm telling this is the first time I'm hearing this kind of courses and programs that's including everything. Usually if I I'm honestly saying something like, I'm working in a cloud, I'm not experiencing certain areas on cyber security. So when the lectures are talking, few things are new to me. So because we are like we are focusing on a certain sectors and we are learning it. So this course is something I am admiring. Like he's talking about GDPR, so he's talking about the cyber security, cryptography, and sir is talking about networkings and CCNA. and they were talking about virtualization. So this is kind of a very mixture of experience. So I'm pretty sure make sure use of it. Don't ignore it since it's a free. Please making use of it. Because this will helpful for people who are looking for the careers, or people who are still in career are struggling to move, which area I wanted to go. So this will help you an overall idea, in this area we are doing this, in this area we are doing this. So this will, for me, it's like a fully packed one. So this, I'm pretty sure this will help you, all of you. And this is a very brief of what is on my cloud models, and the course chapters will be. So if you have any questions, yes, you can put it in the chat or pop up. So, and thank you, Shyam, for this opportunity as well. And thank you, everyone, and all
Thank
the
you.
best.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Jessica. No, I know,
sure.
Jessica. No. Some people like kottu, some people like fried rice, some people like biryani. So what we plan is to give a buffet so that they can pick and choose the best items to their plate. So that's what
Yeah.
we did it now, for that, to pick it all the best items and to fit it to their table. So all what they want is to just eat it or leave it. It's up to them. Yeah, the cloud. When I say the virtualization and cloud, the Jessica say that many of my you have an issue with, but Jessica talk about 5 minutes. I'm not talking about 5 minutes. I'm talking about milliseconds. For example, assume many of you are playing games, online games. So while you're playing an online game, okay, so yeah, you have shoot at someone. Yeah, there are shooting game or a car game. There are so many. So assume that you have shoot someone. Now your bullet is on the way. Now what happened? Immediately the server down. So what happens if they immediately server down? So you will be lost, because when you start the server, what happened? You don't know anything. But the virtualization world, the gaming world, they're running a parallel two servers, where when one server is down, the other server is owning automatically. You don't know whether the server down or not. So that's what this is about talking about the virtualizations. Yes, that level of redundancy, the backup plan is available nowadays. So you can't say that previously people used to say our website hosting service will be 99.999 percentage downtime. That means what? That 0.000% 1% on the chances of downtime. But now, if you see that once the virtualization and the cloud computing comes, what happens? You can't say it's 0% downtime. You can't say that your server is down. So, for example, you might be saying, okay, my server is down because I hosted in Malaysia or maybe Indonesia. There was a tsunami attack. No, you can't say. I have my server in Turkey. There's an earthquake, and I have my server in Russia, and there's a war going on. You can't say these things now, because as redundancy policies what happen, you need to keep your servers on the multiple locations as a backup plan. So if this fail, automatically the one has to be up, and it needs to be available to you to access. So what you're paying for your servers, all about also backup plan as well. So your backup plan also depend on it depend on how you're going to pay it. Okay, so and assume that now I need a backup server. So what is the point if I'm keeping my backup server in Canada? It's far away for me. So I'll be happy to keep my backup server in Singapore, even though sometimes it might be expensive, but I need to keep it nearby to place the location. Now you know that. I mean, it's very simple example. Now you're going to keep your sugar bottle in the kitchen. Same time, the excess sugar what you bought, your father bought, or maybe your mom bought, they'll be keeping in same in the kitchen somewhere as well only, but on a different place, not in the same place. They're not going to take the 5 kilogram sugar to put it. They'll be taking it. So this is how the backup plan. So they'll be keeping it nearby only. They're going to keep it far away. Similar, you have to decide it whether where you're going to keep your data. Now again, you'll be deciding about how you going to take this data, retrieving it again and again. Maybe if you are not using very often, then you can keep your data on a far away where the prices might be very low. So your the price factor is decidable. Or if you are keeping this, taking this data on and off, then you have to keep your data in a nearby server. So all decisions you need to take. It's all about cost cutting. So you're working for an organization, so you have to decide about. It's not about making profit by making most number of sales. It's making, if you can reduce the expenses, that also it will be doing you other business. So these all are matter here. So Jessica will definitely will give you an idea about what is your local servers and what is your cloud and how you can create an account. There are free accounts available, and she will teach you how you can practice on that free account tools and all. Okay, we're really much happy to give everything and free of charge to you, and make sure that you complete those modules free of charge, learn something, practice on your life. Maybe if you want to further go on AWS, Azure, or maybe Google Cloud, anything later on, you can come up and you can learn the other stuff as well. Yeah. Any questions for the lectures? I mean, I'm very open to answer any of the questions. So we have another 15-20 minutes to answer your questions. Any of your students, I think if you can raise your hand for the questions, and our admin people will be allow you to give one by one to open the mics and you can ask the question, or maybe you can type on your text message. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah, the class timing, mostly we are planning to run it on the evening, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So today is 7:30 we started because we know that most of the people are traveling here and there, and after the class session, so we start at 7:30. But most probably we are planning to run the class from 7 to 9 o'clock, so in the Sri Lankan time zone. So probably someone in far away from out of Sri Lanka, you might be having a difficulty to join. We have a plan to run the class on weekdays and weekend mix. So, well, for that, we are planning to have a questionnaire. So, we'll be sharing you a questionnaire. So, where you can fill the questionnaire, and based on that, we are planning to run the classes. So, most probably, we are planning to run the classes from Tamil medium separately and a single medium separately. And we have some inquiries from the English medium as well. So let us ask from the English medium students, are they really want to go to an English medium, or are they okay with to join with the Tamil or single medium? So we'll be having a question on related. So we'll be sending you the questionnaire, then you can answer it based on that, you can design it. For the English medium people only will be sending the question, not the Tamil single people, because Tamil people already selected the Tamil medium. Single people already selected single medium. English medium people will ask. If there are people, no, they don't want to go for any of the medium and they will be still remaining in English, then we'll be running the program in English as well. Yeah, how about the worth of the certificates? It's an e-certification, participation certification we are giving it, but you need to attend 80% of the training program. Yeah, definitely you can submit to any organization and you can say that these are the content that we have covered and you have the knowledge on that particular domain as well. It will be an added advantage for you to join any organization. No, we don't need any programming language at the moment. But on a later classes, maybe if you're going on an advanced subject, then definitely you'll be needing some programming language like Python and some other languages. So that will be later on you can design. Actually, this is not an advanced Linux classes, but we'll be teaching you some basics of Linux. So then many of you are not much practicing on Linux because all of you are using Windows only. So we are planning to give it an idea also to you to use Linux as well. Maybe you can parallelly install on your PC, on another PC, you can try it out. And no recording will be provided since it's a free training program. You have to come on time to the classes and you have to leave for the classes. Yeah, this class is enough to you to learn about all the fundamentals, and you will be able to choose on your you can choose your career path later on, whether to you to go to the system administrator area, or maybe to the networking environment, or maybe to the security area, or the data subject, anything. This give you an idea full about. We'll be not teaching anything related to the DevOps, but we'll be giving an idea about DevOps because the DevOps is the key concept at the moment. No, we'll be not teaching anything related to the AI tools and machine learning things. This is not the subject. We already mentioned the class topic name, what it is, and so it will be based on that. Yeah, there will be some assignments. There will be some questionnaires to you, and based on that, you may be used to have a VMware or the Kali Linux in order to practice on cybersecurity things. That our lectures will be guiding you on that. Yeah, after this, you can decide it. Don't worry about the course, what you want to do it now itself. Learn these free courses. Then you see that your career path where it's going, you are interested mostly. Then based on that, you can select any other path and you can carry on. Yeah, you may need your PC to join it. I'll be happy if your PC is about a 8 GB RAM. Will be much more good that you can do some practices. But 4 GB will be considerable, but unfortunately, it might delay your practice time on your classes while you're doing it. Yeah, we'll be using some packet tracer software to teach you about the gateway devices, maybe routers, access point. He will be teaching you. The boys will be taking on that responsibility, and he will teach you on the guiding you. Uh, yeah, we do have some branches in Vatican and Kandy. Yeah, you can talk to our coordinator and get some information based on that. No, this certificate will be given by the WinSYS only. So we know any other third party will be involved with the certificate. Yeah, we'll be providing the e-certificates. Remember, e-certificates. Any other questions to our lectures if you want to ask? Okay, repeating questions, no recording available. If you really want a recording, you can go to YouTube and study while you're coming to these classes. For the hard copies of the certificates, yes, we can discuss about later on. Mostly, maybe within another 1 or 2 months, we will update you about the hard copies of the certificates. Any other questions? This course will be 100% free of charge. There are no charges for this particular course. It will be all free. Yeah, that question I have already answered, Umair Faisal, the entire training program. Any other questions? Yeah, obviously you will be able to do it, and practically you can do some hacking. But the thing is, you will be also learning about the Data Protection Act in Sri Lanka. There's something called PDPA, Personal Data Protection Act in Parliament. They have approved. So if you attack someone else, and you will be get caught unrelated to the hacking. So be aware of that and be safe from that side. Yeah, we'll be giving so many. I think Jude sir will be sharing you plenty of other resources available, online resources free of charge. You can do it. We'll be sharing it here. Come on, guys. These are common questions you're asking. So I'll be specific into any of the lectures to ask the question. You all are waiting to answer. For the web development, we have a separate course, Umair, for the web development. You can ask any of our coordinators. Of course, you can enter the cybersecurity field. That's the main reason that we have started this training program. So those who sometimes what happens, you don't know about your potential, whether you are capable of doing it. Because of you are not doing it, you will be missing it. So what we thought of here, let us give it free of charge. So you learn something, then you know that that's really your interested area, then you can carry on the particular path. So that's what we are focusing on. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, so let's finish the sessions, and I hand over to Sankalpani. Uh, so our side, I think we have done our part, and we hope them to see, we are hoping. I mean, all of the lectures are eagerly waiting to meet all the students on for the next classes. Sankalpani, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. අපිට මෙච්චර වෙලා රැඳී සිටියට මම හිතනවා අයිඩියා එකක් ගත්තා කියලා මේ කෝස් එකෙන් ඩිලිවර් වෙන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා. මොකද අපේ ලෙක්චරර්ස් එයාලට අදාළ මොඩියුල් සම්බන්ධව ෂෝට් ඉන්ෆර්මේෂන්ස් ඒ කියන්නේ ෂෝට් ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එකක් දුන්නා. ඒ වගේම සියම්ස කෝස් එක සම්බන්ධව ඒ වගේම අපේ වින්සිස් සිටි කැම්පස් එක සම්බන්ධව ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එකක් දුන්නා. විශේෂම දේවල් කිහිපයක් තියෙනවා කෙටියෙන් පැහැදිලි කරන්නම්. මේ කෝස් එකේදී අපි විශේෂයෙන්ම පැමිණීම 80%ක් බලනවා. එතකොට 80%ක් බලනවා වගේම අපි ඔයාලගේ උපරිම පැමිණීම මේකෙදි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ කෝස් එකේ අවසානයේදී එක්සෑම් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ එක්සෑම් එකට ෆේස් කරලා ඔයාලට ඒකේ හම්බෙන උපරිම ලකුණු මට්ටමින් පස්සේ සර්ටිෆිකේට් එකක් අපි සර්ටිෆිකේට් එකක් විදිහට ඉෂුව කරනවා. ඒ වගේම අපි අපේ උපරිමය මේ කෝස් එක තුලින් ලබා දෙනවා. ඔයාලත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ උපරිමය ලබා ගන්න කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා. ඒ වගේම අපේ ශාස්ත්‍රයේ තුල ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන්ස් තියෙන ලෙක්චර් පැනල් එකක් තමයි අපිට ඉන්නේ. ඒ වගේම මිස්ටර් ජූඩ් මයරන් සර්, මිස්ටර් මිස්ටර් අස්හර් කලීල්, මිස්ටර් මුස්තාක් මහදීන්, මිස්ටර් එස් භුවනේන්ද්‍ර, මිස් ජසීතා, thank you අද දවසේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ කාලය වෙන් කරගෙන අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා වගේම ඉස්සරහට මාස 3ක කාලයක් අපිත් එක්ක රැඳී සිටිනවට ඒ වගේම ජයන්ත UK ඉඳලා කාර්යබහුල වෙලාවක වුණත් අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වුණාට බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතියි. ඒ වගේම ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ කාලය කැප කරලා අපේ ඔරියන්ටේෂන් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකට සම්බන්ධ වුණාට ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝටම ස්තුතියි. ඉස්සරහට අපිත් එක්ක මාස 3ක කාලයක් සහයෝගයෙන් වැඩ කරන්න කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා. Thank you.
සංකල්පනේ මම දෙවලින්වත් වචන කිහිපයක් කියන්නම්. நாங்கள் இந்த கோர்ஸ் வந்து முற்றிலும் இலவசமாக கொடுக்கறதுக்கு காரணம் வந்து உங்களுக்கு தேவையான ஒரு முன்னறிவை, அதாவது நுண்ணறிவில் முன்னறிவை தர்றதுக்காக வேண்டி ஏன்னா நிறைய பேருக்கு தேவை இருக்கும் சைபர் செக்யூரிட்டி சம்பந்தமாக என்னது கோர்ஸ் தெரியாது, படிச்சா நல்லமா படிக்கலாட்டி எப்படி இருக்கும், நான் படிச்சேன் எனக்கு சரியாகுமான்னு சொல்லி ஒரு தெரியாதனால தான் நாங்கள் இந்த கோர்ஸை ஃப்ரீயாக கொடுக்குறோம். ஸோ உங்களை எல்லாருக்கும் இந்த கோர்ஸில் வந்து நமக்கு ஃப்ரீயாக அட்டென்ட் பண்ணலாம், கிளாஸில் ஒரு சார்ஜஸும் இல்லை. நீங்கள் ஃப்ரீயாக நீங்கள் கோர்ஸில் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நீங்கள் அந்த கோர்ஸில் உங்களுக்கு தேவையான தகவல்கள் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு அடுத்தது நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு போகலாமா, மேலே படிப்புக்கு நீங்கள் போகலாமா இல்லைன்னு சொல்லி ஒரு டிசிஷன் எடுக்கணும். இல்லைன்னு சொன்னாலும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை, நீங்கள் படித்த படிப்பை வந்து உங்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்புக்காக வேண்டி பாதிச்சுக்கலாம், இனி யாராவது பாதுகாப்புகளுக்காக வேண்டி பல விஷயங்களை பாதுகாத்துக்கலாம். ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் ஜாயின் த கிளாஸஸ்ங்களை நீங்கள் மிஸ் பண்ணாமல் தொடர்ந்து வருகை தருமாறு கேட்குறோம். 80% நீங்கள் கிளாஸுக்கு வந்தால் தான் உங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வந்து ரிலீஸ் பண்ணுவோம். நாங்கள் இல்லைண்டா ஜஸ்ட் அது அநியாயம் இதாக பேசுகிறோம். பிரயோசனம் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. நிறைய லெக்சர்ஸ் மாதிரி நல்ல முறையில் சமூகம் தரக்கூடியவர்கள் இருப்பாங்க. கிளாஸுக்கு அட்டென்ட் பண்ணுங்க. எல்லாருக்கும் தமிழ் மொழி மூலமாக கதைக்கக்கூடியவர்கள் தான் இருக்கிறோம். நாங்கள் ஏதாவது உங்களுக்கு டவுட்ஸ் கிளாஸ்க்கு தேவைப்படுத்தா உங்களுக்கு மொழி பிரச்சனை தமிழ்லேயே உங்களுக்கு கேள்விகளை கேட்குறது. ரைட்டா? ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட்.